Today we're going to work on these adorable little shirt sets that can be colored, worn, washed, and then colored again. They are so much fun. Let's start in Silhouette Studio. I'm going to merge the files onto my mat. I got these from Creative Fabrica, and I will put the links to the designs that I used in the description. Got a bunny with butterflies, we have an Easter egg, and a carrot. The carrot is not grouped, so we're going to select all of the parts and weld it together. Now we're going to scale the egg down just a little bit so they are similar in size. And the outline of the carrot looks a little bit thin, so I'm going to do an offset. Apply. We can move the original one away, and that looks a little bit better. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to create an H and a P. Let's fill them both in with black and change the font. Going to size that way up. Adjust the carrot just a little bit. Now I'm going to select the P and use the eyedropper to make sure that it is the same size as the H. Now I'm going to select the letters and do an offset around them. Let me switch the color so we can see it. I'm going to scale that up until it looks about the same thickness as the carrot and the Easter egg, and then I'm going to hit apply. I'm going to select both the P and the offset, make a compound path, and then do the same for the H, and that creates our outline. I'm going to duplicate the H, duplicate the P, and now we have hip hop. We can get rid of that carrot. We don't need it anymore. Okay, we're just going to organize our design so that everything looks centered. Let's select all of hip and group, select all of hop and group. We can select both of those and center them, and then group those together. We're going to pull our bunny onto the mat, create an offset. We're going to group that offset together, and we're going to select both the original image and the offset, make a compound path, fill it with color, and there is our outline. Just bring them over, scale them down a bit. We can group everything together, get it set on our mat. We're going to flip that horizontally and go to the send panel. We want to select our material and then send it to cut. Back on the design mat, let's pull that away, and I'm going to bring in the template for the marker box and change my page setup so that I have letter size media, and I change the orientation to landscape. We can send that to cut after we select cardstock. And we can go back and put the last piece on the design mat. Get that situated, and we can send that to cut as well. I'm going to go ahead and weed out the vinyl for the shirt. While I'm doing this, I would greatly appreciate it if you could hit that like button for me. If you found any value at all in this video, it helps me a ton. It pushes my stuff out into the YouTube universe and helps more people find it. can see as we are getting the weeding done that we are just creating, we're creating the outline of the image so that it can be colored in, like a coloring page. And that is ready to press. I press most of my vinyl at 315 degrees for 12 seconds. And the shirt is all ready to go. Let's move on to the box. I decided last minute to use some extra sturdy cardstock for the main part of the box, and I did not bump the blade up. I should have either increased the blade depth or I should have done 2 passes. So some of my edges are a little bit rough, but that's okay. We're gonna tuck all of these tabs into the end pieces, and you can tape this down if you want to. It's not necessary with this part, but it does make it a little bit sturdier. Let's take a look at the lid. Once you have it all folded, you're just going to tape that flap down. I'm using double-sided tape. It's all ready, and now the main part of the box just slides right into the lid part. Let's add some nice colorful markers. And I like to wrap this up with a nice little bow. Not necessary. You can also use a printed cardstock for the outer cover, or you can run it through the printer and put a nice digital paper design on the cardstock beforehand. I think the bow just adds a nice little touch. There is the boxed markers next to the shirt. Now, when you're coloring the shirt, you want to make sure that you put a piece of cardboard in between the front of the shirt and the back so that the markers don't bleed through to the back. And there it is, all colored in. The best part about this project is that you can just throw it in the washing machine after they have worn it. Give it a quick wash, and it comes out brand new and ready to be colored again.